So I don't really have many girls I can look at and call them a true friend, maybe only like two or three. When I choose how close I get with someone, I'm always extra careful with what information I share with that other individual. Within a month or two, I already know like what category to put them in because by then people really expose a lot about themselves. Today, I want to specifically talk about why I wouldn't trust a girl that cheats on her man and why I wouldn't be 100% loyal to her. So, because we're on the topic of why you shouldn't trust a girl who cheats, I'm also going to say that I personally don't trust a girl who does open relationships and open marriages. To me, it makes absolute no sense. Just don't be in a relationship and don't be in a marriage. What's the point? Like, you guys are basically single doing whatever you want to do, right? I mean, that's just my idea of it. Um, but going on, if I believe in monogamy, I'm only going to be surrounded I'm only going to surround myself with people who believe in monogamy, right? And the reason why I don't suggest being friends with those people is because if you believe in having a monogamous relationship, marriage, whatever, they're going to sit there and try to convince you guys that you're being controlling, that you guys should try other people, that you should have other people join you in bed. And you don't need that kind of stuff put into your mind or have that kind of stuff put into your man's mind. Okay? Like, this honestly happened to me. This one guy that I dated, obviously he believed in monogamy because otherwise we wouldn't be together. We went to a family dinner and one of his family members believes in having an open marriage, open relationship. And when we told her, listen, we don't do like clubbing, over drinking, all that stuff, she goes off saying like, oh, that's controlling and don't you want to like go out and flirt with other guys and have other guys, buy you drinks, and don't you want to experiment with other guys? How can you only be with one person? Like, you don't need that, and the last thing you need is a girl sitting with you and your man and she's trying to convince him like, oh, don't you want to like add another person? Like, you don't need that. So I strongly suggest avoid those people. To me personally, like, there are certain people that I look at and I'm like, you're kind of like, it's so hard for me to understand you. And open marriages and open relationship people are the type of people that is hard for me to understand, because it's like, why aren't you just single and go do whatever you want? Because that's basically what you're doing. I don't understand the idea of having a title if you and your man are doing whatever you guys want to do. So I don't know, but that's for another day. Anyways, because I only surround myself with women who are monogamous and get into a monogamous relationship, it means we agree with our partners that we're only with them and we won't be going off cheating on them. Okay, we're gonna see them as a human being, even when they say no to us, even if they annoy us. We're not gonna go off and try to look for another partner to easily replace them. We're gonna work on it. That's what monogamy is. So I very strongly believe that a woman or a man that gets into a monogamous relationship and cheats will 100% create some type of betrayal in their friendship too. Now, I don't think you have to completely cut them off, but I definitely 100% advise you to keep distance from women who cheat and men who cheat, and I'll explain to you why I think this way. Now, I can't speak for all women, but the men that I date do the most for me. They will give me anything and everything that I want and need. My friends don't nearly do even close to as much as the men do for me. The fact that a woman can have a man that will literally do anything and everything for her and treat her amazing, only for her to go and cheat behind his back, I can only imagine what she would do to me, when I don't even do nearly as much as her man does. Not only that, it also shows me that they're willing to hurt, lie, and betray someone that did absolutely nothing wrong to them. Last thing I need is for her to also F me over for no reason. And since we're on this topic, I really do want to mention that I fully believe if someone cheats on you, they absolutely hate you. And it only further shows how much they don't respect you. The amount of work that you have to put in just to cheat is insane. First off, you plan out who you're gonna cheat with. You have to figure out, are they going to be quiet about it? How you're going to go and hide and lie about it? How you're going to be, you have to be sneaky and delete evidence. In general, cheating is a lot of work. I personally do not have energy for that. I do not have time for that. But like, there's just so much that you have to do in order to successfully cheat and to not get caught. And it is something that you do really need to like pre-plan. If you even mattered a little bit to them, it is very hard for me to believe that someone would go to this extent. Now, when I was younger, obviously I didn't have the same mindset, the same experience that I have today, but yeah, I definitely surrounded myself with like people who cheat, and I think it really showed what I was tolerant of. Like, I had to learn my lesson because honestly, seeing these girls, go after their friends, boyfriends, husbands, seeing their, like, they went after their friends, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, and some people will say, oh, there's nothing wrong with going after your friend's ex because it's an ex, but like, why? There's like billions of men out in this world. Why are you going after your ex's? Why are you going after your friend's ex? Is it that hard for you to get a man? Are you living in a village? If you're not living in a village, there's no reason for you to be doing that. So when girls talk about like, oh, like even in general, like if I see it, if I hear it, you're out. Like I am not going to consider you a true friend. I am not going to consider you loyal because I know the same thing you did to that friend, you're going to do to me. Also, those girls will not attract the man that you want, okay? The wrong man will be coming to you. Last thing you need. And since we're talking about a girl attracting the wrong man to you, I do want to mention about this girl who I do keep around, but I don't consider her a true friend. She's not somebody that, I'll be hanging around with outside, we can say. But basically, we'll call her Sarah. So I have a friend who's friends with Sarah, and my friend complained that when she took Sarah to the bar with her, my friend was also with her man, Sarah was dressing all cheap, like her whole chest butt was out, all that stuff. And my friend found it disrespectful. Now, honestly, I don't understand what the problem is because when you're going to a bar, you can dress however you want. That's like telling someone not to come to the beach with a bikini on. Like, it's just weird. I understand if Sarah came to her house, her man was there, and she was dressing all, like, cheap and stuff, chest out, all that out. It's sketchy, but a bar. And plus, my friend knew how Sarah dresses, so why is that a surprise to you? You shouldn't be. In general, I'm not the type of person to tell another person how to dress or how to be. Like, I will accept you for who you are, and I will decide myself, do I want to bring you to the club or not? Do I want to bring you to my house or not? Do I want to take you to the bar or not? Do I want to just chill with you at home or not? Like, I know who you are, and I'm not going to teach you who to be. Like, I'm just going to decide whether I even want to be friends with you and what category to put you in. So anyways, personally, I think my friend is kind of stupid for taking her because she knows how she dresses, and in general, Sarah is not the type of girl who attracts men who will come to your table and buy you bottles. She's the type of girl who will attract men who will come to your table, drink the bottle that the girls bought, and then grab Sarah home, smash and pass. It sounds very rude, but it's very true. And sometimes you have to use your head to think, do I want to bring this person around? Do I want to bring this person to my house around my man? Sarah is not the type of person I'd be bringing to my house around my man. So the reason why I wouldn't bring Sarah to my house or around my man is simply because the things that she exposed to me. She basically told me that she's sleeping with her friend's ex. She claimed that she's always wanted him. That now that they're exes, she took advantage of it. To me, that's not a loyal friend. To me, that it was very easy to figure out what category to put her in. And honestly, this is exactly why I always say, like, you should just listen carefully to what your friends expose to you. Like, if you're hearing them, like, smiling, laughing about, like, being selfish and hurting someone in general for when they did nothing to them. So imagine what they would do to you. Like, don't be sitting around thinking you're special. I've met many people who smile and laugh about how they have a man who literally does everything and anything for them, who treats them like gold. And they're laughing about how, like, fun it was to sleep around with some other guy and how their man doesn't know. Like, I promise you, you might think you're special. You might think, like, oh, well, their relationship is none of my business. Their love life is none of my business. But when people say things like that, I promise you, if they're willing to hurt someone who's willing to do everything and anything for them, and you're just a friend, you don't nearly do as much as that man does, you're not special. Like, they're gonna do to you probably 10 times worse than what they did to them. That's just my opinion on that. But Sarah's, again, I didn't really cut her off. I distanced myself from her. Like, I'd see her once every few months. I love her company. I love talking to her. She makes me happy. We laugh. So I was like, not worth cutting off, but definitely not someone. It's unfortunate, yeah, but she's not someone I would bring around. Like, not someone I would bring around my man. Not someone I would bring to my house. Not someone I'd go to the bars or clubs with. It's friends like that are just a mess, in my opinion. If someone is able to cheat, instead of doing the right thing and just communicate what's missing or to just leave that person, then we can only imagine what they'll do in our friendship. Because clearly, they're gonna do anything they can to avoid confrontation. In general, if you're willing to cheat, it really shows what other things you'd be willing to do. I believe that trust is something that shouldn't be given, it should be earned. And if someone puts their trust in you, when really it's hard to trust people today, if you betray them, how am I supposed to trust you? The way a woman views her man is the way she views everyone in her life. The loyalty you thought she had to you, she doesn't have to anyone. If she can look at her man's face, sleep in the same bed, tell him she loves him, and then cheat on him, do not think that there's any difference between her man and you. She will 100% F you over eventually. If someone doesn't have any standards or morals for their behavior, you can't expect them to be a loyal friend to you. Now, this video is my personal opinion on cheaters. It's based off my own experience and other people's experience that they've shared with me. Though I mention women in this video, I do... simply, again, it's because the audience that I have here are women, so it sounds like I'm, only talking about women who cheat, but this video 100% relates to men who cheat as well. The exact same thing goes towards men, just flipped around. You get what I mean? Regardless of what people say, a man or a woman that agreed to a monogamous relationship with you and cheat, they do not love you, they do not respect you, and they will betray friendships as well. If they truly loved you and respected you, they would have talked about having an open relationship at least. They wouldn't go out of their way being extra sneaky, lie, hide, and continue to make up stories. So please don't be sitting here listening to men and women talking about how we're animals and cheating is natural. Sitting in an office for 8 hours to work is not natural, but here we are doing it. Wearing clothes is not natural. We were all naked. We, as humans, created clothes, and here we are wearing it. There are many things that have changed in this world, some for the good of humans and some aren't very good for humans. But there's many of studies on monogamy and how it actually benefits human beings. And well, in general, it just creates healthier and happier children. There's plenty of studies to back this up. Not everyone has to be monogamous, but we're humans. We know how to communicate. We don't make animal noises. We actually have a language that can be understood and know how a person will feel if they get cheated on. So let's not compare ourselves to animals. If you don't want monogamy, don't agree to being one. Simply just mention having an open relationship, open marriage, whatever that is, and do you. The fact that I even need to mention that is honestly sad, but I just see so many content out there where men, also women, calling themselves animals and talking about how back then women used to get pregnant by different guys and men used to sleep around with different girls and how we should live this way and this is the only right way. A lot of things change, and monogamy, truthfully, in my eyes, I see it as a very good thing. I think it's more beautiful to have a family, to have healthy children, to have one family and not bring other men around my children, just like I wouldn't want my man bringing random women to my house with my children seeing that. In my opinion, in my head, it just looks so wrong and so weird. But to others, it may look normal. So you go do what you want. I go do what I want. I personally suggest whoever's watching this video, surround yourself with people who believe in what you believe in. And just to end this video, if you want to know how loyal a friend will be, take a look at how loyal they are in their relationship and marriage. It will tell you everything you need to know. Trust me, personal experience, every single friend of mine who was a cheater was an absolutely terrible friend. You'll even hear about the terrible things they've done to their friends. And I promise you, your time is coming. You're next. So think twice, surround yourself with people that believe in the same thing, and just listen carefully to what people expose to you, because it will tell you exactly who they are as a person.